You know the Neo65 Core Plus is good. It is so good, I literally just bought a second one. But this one isn't for the collection. This one is to answer the first question everyone asks themselves when they first look at picking up the Neo65 Core Plus. Should you get copper or brass? Does the weight material change the sound? Today we find out once and for all which sounds better, copper or brass. To answer that question, we're going to build with two of the hottest switches currently on my channel, HMX Hydra and HMX Crisp. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in the build, and then I'm going to pick up the entire build with stabs, everything exactly the same, and drop it on the other one. So you're going to get full short cycle sound tests with mods of both of these switches on both boards. Then I'm going to follow up with the back-to-back, where you're going to compare Hydra in copper versus Hydra in brass. And then the same thing with the linear HMX Crisp on copper and then in brass. Which one is going to sound better? Let's find out. Here come the sound tests. How good were these two boards? The two switches, they sounded excellent. Both weights sound excellent. If you've been enjoying the video so far, please hit like and subscribe for me. It does help the channel. Now, in terms of the actual sound, they are both very, very, very close. I would say my recommendation would be pick the color you like. Pick the aesthetic you like. Now, having said that, there are some extra considerations to take. When you go on the site, burgundy, copper, wired, alu. That's what we've got today, and the brass. The brass is $135. The copper is $150. So there's a $15 differential. If you want to save money, $135 is crazy value. On the other hand, copper, it does feel heftier. It is a better weight, in my opinion. I do like my boards to be a little bit heavier. So the copper weight does feel a little bit more hefty, a little bit more premium. The brass is a tiny bit lighter. Now, normal common sense dictates that copper, being the denser material, is usually deeper. In this particular case, with these two particular boards and this config dropped on with both switches, one is tactile, one is linear, I found if I had to pick, the copper was a tiny bit higher pitched. Go back to the back and backs and notice in the transition zones, which one is higher pitch if you had to pick one. I do find the copper is like maybe 0.5% higher pitched than the brass. Thank you for hanging out. I think this has been a really fun video, really great experiment to do that everybody needs to know. Everybody always asks, everyone always theorizes, oh, well, the copper is deeper, the brass is not. The copper is thuddier, the brass is not. This video confirms everything. Both of them are excellent. Both of these hype switches are excellent. Grab them at Unikeys, use my code shylocutus. Just enjoy the boards. These boards are phenomenal value. Really, really good. All right, I hope you've enjoyed this one. I will see you again on the weekend. Peace out.